Hi guys, Mama Mita here. And so today I am making a turkey loaf. And so the thing about the turkey loaf is that I got up, well, what happened was is yesterday we went over on the ferry, on the Mukilteo Ferry, and we rode all the way over to the Whidbey Island, went to Langley, to the city of Langley. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful place. Absolutely beautiful. We went thrifting over there. I love that thing. And then we also went to Music for My Eyes, which is a place that has Persian rugs, beautiful Persian rugs, and all this beautiful jewelry. And some of the things are really priced very reasonable. You should definitely check out that city. Lots of fruit stands. I mean, just a really nice experience for the day. Like, wow. I've never been there. If I have, maybe it was in the 70s. I didn't recall the place, but my daughter took me there yesterday. So we had first went down to Everett, and then on our way back, we stopped at a little Arabic shop and we bought a few groceries that we needed and stuff. And then we hopped on the Mukilteo Ferry. Oh my goodness. I hope I said that right because it's a big Native American word. And it's like, oh, I get scared with those words. Anyway, it was a nice ride. We got over there and we went there to the Langley and we hung out for the pretty much most of the day and just went to different places and stuff, and it was just really nice. But then on my way back, then we go back down the Whidbey Island area and then over to Deception Pass area and then back on up. Okay, so the thing was today I got up bright and early. Well, I got home really late yesterday, but I got up bright and early and went to Fred Meyer's because you got to search your sales at Fred Meyer's early in the morning because that's just the place to be. So today I got turkey, and this was so reasonably priced. I'm like, well, I'm not passing that one up. Okay, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make a turkey loaf. So I got 3 pounds of turkey for $6.79. That's a good deal if you know your turkey. So the first thing we're going to be doing is making this turkey loaf and letting it bake because the kids love turkey loaf. And it's great to make a leftover turkey loaf sandwich the next day. And so that's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to start with 3 eggs. And I just take the 3 eggs. And I mix it in the pot today because I don't really have a big bowl, because I'm really limited on the space here in the RV. So I've got the 3 eggs. I'm mixing that up. And then I'm dumping the turkey. I'm dumping all 3 pounds of the turkey in there. And looks really nice. Nice turkey. Okay. Then I'm going to add a cup and 3/4 of Parmesan cheese. Just the cheap stuff. Don't use the expensive stuff. You can probably get this from the dollar store. I'm going to put that in there. And then same thing at the dollar store if you want, or if you can find it, at a reasonable price, or you can even use your old leftover bread. You just throw it in the food processor machine and it just comes right out very finely, very nicely done. So in this case, I'm using about 1.5 cups. I'm just going to pour a little bit and see how it soaks it up. And then I'm going to try some of instead of skim milk, I'm using skim milk, but I'm going to add a little bit of, not half and half. Today my husband had brought home a whipping cream that he found on sale. So it was like, okay, so we're going to use a little bit of whipping cream. We'll save a little bit just in case I don't need all of it. I can always use it for something else. And then a little bit of pepper, some salt. And in this case, I'm using sea salt. I like sea salt. And then about, a little bit over, maybe like close to a tablespoon of garlic powder. If you have fresh garlic, that's great. Now, I'm trying to use up some of my herbs that I had done from last year because I need to really get those done because I got more coming out that I got to do. So this here is almost 2 tablespoons of dry parsley. And then basil. This is like 2 tablespoons of basil. I love basil. I love basil. And then I'm going to add, I've got, probably close to a little over a cup of spaghetti sauce I have left over. So I'm going to use a little bit of that to flavor it up. Because, with turkey, it kind of, to me, it seems like it's a little bland. It's not as flavory as the red meat. Just going to use a little bit like that. Okay. And then I'm going to put my gloves on. You can mix it up. If you don't have gloves, that's fine. I like to use gloves. We use a lot of gloves because, when back doing the care home and the weddings and stuff, we use gloves a lot of times. So I like gloves. So anyway, so now I'm going to mix that all together. And the thing about turkey is it can be a little bit sort of runny sometimes. So this breadcrumbs will soak it up, some of that moisture in there. Yeah, we had so much fun yesterday. That was just a really neat place. Definitely would go back there again. Nice place to ride your bike if you have a bike, or to go camping. You might want to check out if you was to go camping, you probably would need to really check ahead of time, because I'm sure that place is packed with campers. Because like in the summer, I usually don't go much camping in the summer. Because it's very hard to get into the campgrounds. And so I usually go for the fall, more the fall area, or the early spring when they're not really too much campers out yet. Well, you still have the RVers because they can kind of hang out in their RV and get away from the rain. But in my case, I'm on the bike and I'm in a tent sometimes. And so, you don't want to be stuck in a tent the whole time. Okay, and that's pretty much all I'm going to do. And I think that's enough tomato sauce in there, or spaghetti sauce in there. I think that's fine. And so I'm not going to put the whole thing in the pan, in the bread. I'm going to be using the bread machine to bake this. And I'm going to probably use the little electric stove, or the electric oven, the baby oven. Because I don't want to put all of it in the bread machine, because this is a big piece of meat. So I'm just going to put as much as I think I can put in there. Not too thick. Probably about that thick is all I'm going to want. And then the rest of it I will put in the other pan and put it in the other oven. And this is just really easy. Just mix it, put it in here, and put on bake with the bread machine. The same thing you do when you do the cake thing. The cake, the paddle out or in the paddle, I don't think it really makes any difference, because, you're just baking. It's not turning anything. And so I'm just leaving the pan, leaving the paddle in. I'm not take that thing out. You can take it out if you want. Okay, and so I will bake this for about 45 minutes. Now, so the bread machine bakes usually about 30 minutes. So I will put it back on again and redo it over and watch it. And once I think it's done, I will pull it out. But before it's done, about 15 minutes before it's done, I'm going to add some more spaghetti sauce on top of it. Or you can add tomato sauce if you want, with a little bit of bacon if you want to put bacon. Whatever you want to put on top. In my case, I'm not doing bacon because I ate it this morning. I'm sorry, I just couldn't resist. It was just calling my name. The microwave says 2 eggs and bacon. So yeah, we got the 2 eggs and the 2 pieces of bacon. So there went the bacon. It's not going on the turkey loaf. Okay, so that one's ready to go. And then the next one, I'm just going to put it in here, in the pan. This pot works really good for mixing everything up in it. Okay, so there you go. That's it. And I will see you back here when this is finished, so you can take a look at that. Okay, I want to make sure that I mentioned to you this. I did use less of the crumbs, so I probably didn't even use the whole cup, and for that 3 pounds. And then the other thing is I did use less on that, because I want to keep the last part of that for my topping without having to open another thing. Part of this I'm going to give to my daughter, and part of it we're going to keep for ourselves. But my daughter, they like tomato sauce and stuff, but my husband does not like tomato stuff, so I'm not going to put that on there for his. And then for the last thing, I didn't use all of that liquid. So I should be fine with that, and I would just put that back and keep that for something else, the milk or the milk mixture that I use, because I don't want to waste that. Okay, so I just want to let you know that. So it's cooking now. I've got the oven, and the other thing I want to mention to you that on the bread machine, it's going to be baking at 350. So, but on the baby oven, I'm putting it at 400, a little higher temperature. Now the one in the bread machine, it bakes up really nice and brown, so it's fine, but it's going to take longer than maybe the baby oven. Maybe not, because the baby oven is not the regular oven. It's not your house oven or your one that you're going to use, a commercial type oven. It's going to bake a lot slower. So, but it saves a lot of propane, and so that's the name of the game we're saving here. So I'll be back. I'm back. All right. So here we go. So now the turkey loaf has been cooking. All right. So the first one that is done was the baby oven one, just like kind of like what I thought. Okay. So this one, I tasted it's very good. It's just perfect. It's great. But I didn't put no tomato or no tomato sauce on it and no spaghetti sauce on it because, like I said, my husband does not like that, and I'm okay with it like that plain too because it tastes really good. So, um, that's how it looks. Comes out great. And you could just slice those up into slices that would fit like, sandwich bread, for the next day. And then if you want to put ketchup on it, or if you wanted to put barbecue sauce, you could do that. You could even add a piece of cheese if you wanted. You can make it into a complete sandwich. Now, the next thing that came was the one in the bread machine. Now, the one in the bread machine, I did the first time. Now, I made a mistake, and I believe I said to you that it was a 30-minute for bake. It was not. It was an hour bake. So it went in an hour. That's fine. And then I checked it, and it was done. I checked it with my temperature, and it was done. So I'm like, okay. So then I went ahead and I added the sauce to it, the spaghetti sauce for them. And that one looks really nice. Now let me show you that. So there you go. That came out really good. Now, to make this dinner complete, what I decided to do, I had a little drama here going because I didn't have butter. I can't believe it. I didn't have butter. I thought I had butter, but I didn't. Okay. So I wanted to make some carrots for the kids because the kids love carrots. So I got, 2.5 pounds of carrots, and I cleaned those and sliced them up with, in a diagonally, so they came out, like. Let me bring the camera closer so you can really get a good look at this. So on the carrots, what I did is I boiled them until they were like soft. Okay, not soft, but they were like tender. And then I added some a little bit of what butter I did have, which was like a tablespoon. My husband likes butter, and he's been eating the butter. I had a little bit of butter, but he's gotten into it with those things he's eating in the morning. So I was shocked, no butter. So I called next door to him. I said, "Hey, do you have butter?" No, Mom, I've got something else. Like what? Can't believe it's butter? Yeah, that's what he's got. I'm not putting that stuff on there. No, 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 no. So I said, okay, never mind. We don't have enough butter. That's fine. So we just went with what we had. And then I added 6 tablespoons of brown sugar, some chopped up parsley, and then I had a little bit of toasted almonds. So I threw some toasted almonds in. Oh, it's really good, really, really good. I think the kids will like that. Then the other thing I wanted to do mashed potatoes. Yeah, and I'm thinking, how am I supposed to do mashed potatoes? I have no butter. Oh, jeez Louise. Okay, so at this point, they became Mediterranean mashed potatoes, which is I boiled the potatoes. Now, you want to remember, you beginning cooks now out there, you want to make sure that when you go to cut your potatoes, you want to clean the potatoes. Now, I leave the skins on the Yukons. I mean, I'm fine with the skins on there. But I also want to tell you that when you cut your potatoes, you want to make sure that they're all consistently pretty much the same size. You don't want them teeny, teeny, teeny like this and then big ones because they're not going to cook even. And then you're going to get the little ones, they're going to disintegrate in the water. You're going to have potato water. Then you're making potato soup. You're not making mashed potatoes. So have them all the same. And once they become like, tender, okay, yeah, they're ready. Then you take them out and you drain them, okay? Drain all the water off. Then I leave them back in the pan, put them back in the pan. And then I'm pretty sure I probably added about almost close to a half a cup of olive oil. I just kept adding a little bit, but in my mind, I'm thinking that's about a half a cup of olive oil. And then I added some salt, sea salt to it, and I mashed them and mashed them and mashed them. Wow. But the last thing that really, really like took it to a new level was some fresh grated garlic. Oh my goodness. You want to take this pot, run and hide and from everybody and eat it up. It's so good. So you guys, now you've got two new dishes of vegetables that you have learned today how to do. And you beginning cooks out there, you can do it. You guys, I know you can do it, because guys cook really well, especially because they like to eat. But little kids can learn to cook too. Fourth graders and fifth graders, they can learn to put meals together like that. We did in Girl Scouts. And this is really something easy. You just want to make sure, that these kids, when they go to cut these potatoes, that you make sure that they understand the potatoes should be all the same size so that they cook evenly. They're not like you got some that are disintegrating and some that are still hard and you can't do anything with them. Don't do that. That's been the hardest thing for me to teach when I'm teaching college students when they come to help, how to do that. You got to make sure the potatoes are all the same size. Anyway, guys, this has been a fun thing to do, and I'm glad I did the potatoes like this in the end. I mean, like, yeah, it's okay that I didn't have butter. It turned out, see what I tell you? Sometimes when you don't have what you really need, you get creative and you come up and do something that's even just as good, or maybe better. In this case, these are better, I think. So you guys, if you've enjoyed this video today, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Thank you so much. Bye now.